Hello students, my name is Sweta Sham Matonkar. I am an assistant professor at Carmel College for Women, NUM Goa. The title of the unit that we will be studying today is The Field of Social Psychology, and the module name is Social Psychology and Human Values. The outline of this session is the obvious ways that values enter psychology, and second, the not so very obvious ways that values enter psychology. The learning outcomes, that is what you will take away from this session, is you will be able to explain the influence of human values in social psychology, differentiate between the obvious and the subtle human values entering social psychology, and understand the importance of human values in social psychology. Now let's get to the topic. First of all, social psychology is a discipline that utilizes scientific strategies in order to understand and explain why an individual's behaviors or thoughts or emotions, feelings, behaviors gets influenced by the presence of other human beings. And human values, on the other hand, is a very important defining characteristic of an individual's behavior. This attribute, that is human values, is something that is very natural to a person, which means it is something that is inevitable. That is, it is bound to happen when we behave, when we think, when we feel. Okay, so let's come to the topic. Social psychology is less a collection of findings than a set of strategies for answering questions. What this really means is that when social psychologists are at workplace and they are trying to derive meaning out of human behavior, when they are trying to interpret human behavior, what really happens is that they try to be as objective as possible so that their personal values, their personal beliefs, convictions and values do not interfere in their interpretation. So they try to be as objective as possible. But as I've already said, human values are inevitable. They are very natural. So it is bound to happen that when they are interpreting human behavior, they might get influenced somewhere or the other with the help of the values that they hold close to themselves. Right? So this is the topic that we are going to talk about, that is human values. So in social psychology, there are some values that enter in a very obvious way, that is very directly. Okay, and we know that the human values are entering the field of social psychology, but we cannot really do anything about it. As I've said, it's very natural. So the first very obvious way by which values enter the field of psychology is while selecting research topics. So let me give you an example over here. So in this world, there are many events that have been happening from the year 2019 to 2020, which has kind of captured not only national but international attention. For example, the coronavirus pandemic that's still going on. Then we have the December 2019 bushfire that took place in Australia. We have the explosion that took place in Lebanese, in Beirut, which is very, very recent. So which is the topic that has attracted you? Which is the topic that you researched upon? Which is the topic that made you curious to know more and more about? In the same way, research psychologists are the ones who select research topics to study human behavior based on what they feel they like, what attracts them towards it, right? So the same thing happens over here also. The values that the social psychologists hold, the beliefs that they have, all of that will influence the type or the topic that they will choose to do their research upon. The second way is culture. Now let me give you an example again over here. When I talk about culture, let's say Indian culture. Indian culture is a very, very collectivistic culture wherein we always put forward the good of the society first and then the individual. It is because we believe in social cooperation. But when you talk about Western countries like the USA, their culture is more of a individualistic culture because they put forward the happiness of an individual before the happiness of the society, right? Because it will cause an optimal functioning in the individual due to his satisfaction in life and then contribute to the society in a much better way. So when we talk about culture, it kind of, molds us in terms of what kind of beliefs we have, and it will differ from culture to culture. So my beliefs as an Indian will be different from the beliefs that a Western person might have. So that again will reflect in my decision making, in my processing of information and interpretation as a social psychologist. Next is the type of people. When I say type of people, let me again ask you a question. Students, why did you all choose this subject of psychology as one of your major subjects? Or why did you even choose art stream and not any other stream? Obviously, you had some interest in this particular stream, in this particular subject. There was something that, made you feel that, oh, this subject will satisfy my needs. It will satisfy my curiosity. It is going in line with my beliefs, my values. So the same thing happens over here as well. The type of person we are, the type of people we are, it will decide the inclination that we have towards a particular subject. Okay. Next is object. Object means, just like any other topic that you are going to study in social psychology, human values is going to be a topic that you will study, and that is very obvious way by which values enter psychology. So for example, you will study how do values develop, how do they change over a period of time, how do they influence an individual's attitude or behavior. Okay. Next are the not so very obvious ways that values enter psychology. When I say not so very obvious, it means these values are very subtle in nature. They are very implicit in nature. You cannot really supervise it all the time. So let me give you an example over here as well. Let's say you had a best friend and then you got betrayed by that best friend. Okay. So now you have a very negative concept of friendship in your life. So let's say I convince you to go out and have friends. You will hesitate a bit, right? But then when you go out and even before you get to meet the person, even before the person comes and talks to you, you will already judge that person. You will judge that person based on your past experience with friendship. Why does that happen? It happens because human beings have a tendency to prejudge the reality based on our expectations, based on the preconceptions, that is the concepts that we have formed with the help of our experiences. All of that influences the way we see the reality in life. The same thing happens with social psychologists. When they try to look at human behavior, they're trying to derive some meaning out of it, trying to interpret it. But their expectations, their prior preconceptions are going to influence the way they are going to interpret it, right? So these are the not so very obvious ways that values enter psychology, wherein the first topic is psychological concepts that contain hidden values. When I say this, let me again give you an example over here. So let's say there are many theories on the concept of love. Okay. So I have gone through many theories on the concept of love, and I just like this one theory, which is my favorite out of all. Now, why have I just selected one out of all? What was so special about that theory? Obviously, I felt that, it is going in line with my beliefs, with my values, with what I really consider to be important. So that is the reason why I made a selection of that particular theory out of all the other theories. This decision, this selection is called as a value judgment. When I say value judgment, it means it is a judgment that we make based on the values or the beliefs that we hold close to ourselves. Okay, so there are certain concepts in psychology as well wherein these hidden values exist. So for example, the first one, defining the good life. What is good life to me and to you will be very different. So for example, if I say good life to me is having a very healthy and happy family and then maybe financial stability, but for someone else it could be money first and then family. Is it wrong? Not at all. It is not wrong at all, because it all differs because of the values that we hold close to ourselves, right? The second one, professional advice. When we experience problems in our lives and require some guidance, we usually go to counselors or mental health professionals. Have you noticed that when they provide you guidance, they will mostly emphasize on a particular advice for a longer period of time? They will emphasize on it much more. Why does that happen? Why do they emphasize on the particular advice more than any other advice? It's because they have some personal experience with it, because of which they value that particular advice. So let me just give it an example. So I value communication to be the key in any for successful relationship. So when I give advices or when I give guidance to my clients, I will always emphasize more on communication as a solution than the others. So here also human values plays an important role wherein they kind of influence our advices. Next is forming concepts. When I say forming concepts, let us take an example of parents as the concept. So my experiences of having parents, the treatment that they gave me in life, what I have learned from them, all of that will make my concept of what parents are. But it might not be same with what your concept of parents is, because of differences in the experiences that we have gone through, of what we liked about them and what we did not accept or appreciate about them. So again, same topic, parents, but there are differences in the way we understand it, form the concept. So again, here values enter, but in a very subtle, in a very hidden way. Next is labeling. Labeling is nothing but giving a tag or a frame of reference to a person. Let me explain this with an example again. Let's say there is a person that I see who is causing harm to our country, inflicting pain on the citizens of our country. Such a person will be, for me, that person will be a terrorist. But the same person, when goes back to his or her community or organization or group, he or she will be considered as a freedom fighter. Why? How? I mean, the same person I have considered a terrorist and the other persons have considered him as a freedom fighter. That's because of the changes in the values that we have. What I value is my citizens of the country, and that is why anyone who's causing harm to that person will be considered as a terrorist by me. Again, differences. Now, lastly, what I would like to say is that you will have a conception saying that, oh, human values are really bad. They kind of do not allow us to, do our work properly because they interfere in our interpretations. But that's not really bad, because they help us interpreting human behavior. And through research, we can actually check our beliefs, our values, if there has been any bias, against the facts that we derive through systematic research. And how can we do systematic research? Through strategies like systematic observation, experimentation, and various other valid, research techniques that can help us see whether we have been, biased in terms of interpreting human behavior. Now, once we utilize research as our equipment by making good choices in terms of the research designs in order to understand human behavior, we will finally be able to clear our lens and see the reality and interpret human behavior without any biases. These are your references. Thank you.